we done it again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fine Wednesday. Another week. It's 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Everybody, welcome to another edition of the Sepsiss Show.
Hello.
Joined with me is my co-host, screamer, and keyboard player for Sepsiss, Miss Lexi Swarm. If you guys are new here, I'm not sure what episode this is. Maybe one of you guys can put it in the comments section. But this is our talk show. This is our live stream and chat. You're welcome to chat with us. Please subscribe and like the stream, follow the stream, wherever you may be. This is the Sepsiss Show. This is our band page, one of many. We cover music, art, culture, technology, social media, and more. This is a program where we examine the details, the stories, articles, mostly about the music industry. Of course, current events. Also, for you independent musicians and bands out there, we cover advertising, marketing. We also cover social media, social stories, current events, legal topics that relate to the music industry. Mostly on this podcast and live stream, we also examine and discuss and discover how we share, learn, develop, discuss, buy, and sell music, of course. We talk about the logistics, the devices, developers, the files, programs, players, gadgets, devices, and how music is delivered to us online and in physical storefronts. We are a hard rock and heavy metal band from Manchester, New Hampshire. The band is Sepsiss. You can go listen to our music almost everywhere. We are also activists, speakers, streamers, creators. I think that there is a rumor and idea out there, Lex, that we like to make things up as we go along about the music industry. And that could give people that don't know us the impression that we're know-it-alls.
Yeah.
So that's why for this podcast, well, really, when I first started doing William versus the World, I said, oh my goodness, now I have no co-hosts.
Yeah.
So I said, people are going to really start thinking of making shit up as I go along. So I came up with the idea to put the articles that I was reading and referencing, to put the stories up on the screen behind us here. That way people could pick up their phones and follow along if they dare to.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because in a world where people are paranoid to discover the truth, you really have to be fucking persuasive or deliver screenshots all day. This is our version of doing it.
Yeah.
Guys, Spotify song library is a lot bigger than we thought. Co-CEO says the platform hosts something like 250 million tracks amid AI slop avalanche. I guess the reason why I chose this is because I wanted to show you all at home. Let's think together and take this slow. Let's think of the music industry and let's think about the very largest players, like Universal Music Group, okay?
Yeah.
Or Sony, okay, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think of companies like iTunes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And next to that, you have companies like Spotify. These are the music industry. When people are like, I want to be a part of the music industry, this is what you're talking about. You want to be part of iTunes. You want to be part of Spotify. You want to be associated with legacy companies and corporations that are always in court for lying about shit. Mm-hmm. This is the reason why we do this podcast. It's to show you that the absolute most popular largest legacy companies that people swear their allegiance to, even in 2026, after all these years, they haven't mastered streaming music. Spotify's song library is a lot bigger than we thought. Okay. The CEO says the platform hosts, quote, something like 250 million tracks. I guess that's good. But the next part is what I want to hyper focus on. It says, amid AI slop avalanche, why are the largest companies in the world, the companies that swear that they have the best quality, fidelity, they are the most trustworthy, we need to dump all of our investments and give up our art, our likeness, and install ourselves in this white glove magic world called the music industry. And when we break that down and we ask ourselves, well, what is the music industry? When everybody's talking about this mythical, magical heaven called the music industry, and we're musicians and artists, and we're taught and trained that we're all striving incrementally to get there. We're all constantly on probation, in development, right?
Yeah.
We have a never-ending membership to a lifelong internship to this magical world, this white glove boutique experience called the music industry. But when we start to just ask ourselves some serious questions and go, okay, well, let's just choose 5 companies. We don't know all the companies in the music industry. Let's just choose 5 and say, who are some main players in this thing we call the music industry? Let's all break it down. Underwhelmingly, let's break it down and say, okay, well, we keep using these words like music industry, businesses, departments. Well, who the fuck are they? And once you figure out the names of these legacy companies and corporations, start to look into how they were founded, who owns them, what are they doing in court. But the point I want to just focus on quickly is Spotify is one of those super popular white glove boutique music industry experiences that we are all pretending isn't fucking miserable. It is a miserable piece of software. We're all kind of, it's like slavery. Everybody knows it's wrong. It's destructive. Everybody admits it's harmful to art and humanity. But just like when you bring up slavery or when you bring up the Holocaust, you go, how come nobody really said anything about that? Well, the truth is, most people didn't own slaves. You know, most decent people, while they didn't say anything about it and didn't report it, it's not like they were fighting or standing up against it. But most people didn't think it was a great idea, to have World War II. Most people would agree that the activities that happened there were destructive. But a congressional war is a legal war. And let's not forget that slavery was very ugly and destructive, and it beat down on humanity, including the people that participated in it and engaged in it. Right?
Yeah.
It still didn't do anything for science. It didn't make us any healthier. It didn't bring us close together. It didn't make people smarter. It didn't make people more superior. It didn't make people more free. It didn't turn out more fruit on the farms. Turns out slavery hurts people. And most people can admit it. But when you bring up slavery, we all have to remember that while slavery was ugly and abusive and everybody knew it, it was legal.
Yeah.
And that's why people did it. And streaming is kind of like that. It's abusive, it's destructive, and when you ask people, should musicians get paid fairly, people that pretend that they are fans of musicians will say yes. If you ask people who are music connoisseurs, they'll tell you that they love music and they buy the tickets and they get behind the fans. They all own a Spotify account. And they know that it rips off musicians. They know that streaming sites abuse musicians, and they know that musicians aren't paid fairly, yet people still allow it to go on because it's legal, just like slavery. But what I think is interesting is these companies claim to be powerful, and we're supposed to need them in our lives, and we're supposed to think of them as the very top tier of the music industry, and this is a place where we need to strive to be. Spotify is a place where we should be striving to pay for and invest in, and we're willing to admit that while there's something like 250 million tracks, it's only amid AI slop avalanche. Against the backdrop of continued streaming growth and an avalanche of AI slop, Spotify's library now contains a staggering 250 million tracks.
That's crazy. Like, that's ridiculous.
What I think is the thing that aches to me is people pay $100 a year, sometimes more, to opt in to be a part of Spotify or Netflix or YouTube Music. And it's 2026, and this stuff is supposed to be state-of-the-art, white glove, top-of-the-line quality, legacy technology. This is supposed to be, it's 2026, this is supposed to be the best time in music, the best gadgets, the very finest, accurate tools and powerful tools on the internet, and we have the exact opposite.
Yeah.
We have the exact opposite.
This is the prime example of you paying for something and you not getting what you paid for. A scam.
What the fuck the clap? Well, it's supposed to work. I would have clapped for you right there. You're absolutely right. Remember when we was all growing up and they used to use the word, you don't hear it very much anymore, false advertisements?
Yes.
Remember you used to hear that all the time? That's false advertising. You never hear that anymore because people are just so used to it.
Yeah, they don't even want to call it out anymore.
So that brings me to my point. People are tired of calling out misinformation and false advertisements and slop. We've been calling out slop. We've been calling out scams. That's why we need a place where there is human generated content.
Mm-hmm.
Only.
Absolutely.
That way you don't have to,
Yes.
and here we go again. I'm not saying get rid of AI slop. Maybe have an internet or a place for that where people can do all that. Why can't there be just some apps that have nothing but AI slop? Oh, let me guess, because people won't go there.
Now that's the real thing. It's 'cause it wouldn't be popular to go over there.
Okay, so like Spotify. A lot of people wanted to sign up to Spotify because they wanted their band or their raps potentially in the same queue or in the same library as Drake and Metallica. So in the same respects, I don't think AI would do well either unless AI showed up in playlists with Drake and Adele. And I think that's why they sneak in a lot of this garbage next to human-generated authentic art, because I think that to some degree they want to market and advertise AI art on par or equal with human generated art. But if that was the case, then we wouldn't need to market. We wouldn't need a watermark. We wouldn't need to, you don't see this with animation and CGI, do you?
No.
Anyway. So that's that. You just think we'd be farther than that now? No?
You would think, but No, people still want to pay for this stuff. It's crazy.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work, but they still want to pay
Like
for it
imagine,
because they don't want to pay full price for the real CD. They don't want to pay real full
Mhm.
price of what the actual artist is asking for.
Mhm.
They would take it for free from Spotify. They would take it at a discounted price from Apple instead of getting it direct from the artist. They don't have the money for that. They don't want to do that.
All right, more heavy metal sexual assault news. I feel like this is getting more popular. But you see a lot of this in metal, a lot. There is a ton of every year. We wouldn't even have a podcast if it wasn't for all the sexual assaults in heavy metal. Slam Dunk Festival founder accused of sexual assault. He steps down. I mean, I think that's good. Thank you for stepping down. I don't think you see enough of that. Like,
You don't.
I'm certainly not applauding
No.
anything. I don't know of this person. I'm not in the group of people that I don't pretend to be a legal scholar. I'm not the jury. I'm not the judge. I'm not a lawyer. So I'm not going to rush to judgment or talk about the facts of anybody's criminal case because I wasn't there to observe it. What I do observe, though, however, is a ton of misogyny, alleged sexual abuse, and ongoing sexual allegations and criminal sexual abuse when it comes to rock and roll and hard rock heavy metal festivals. That is the unfortunate truth.
Yeah.
So whether or not this stuff comes to conclusion or not, another day, another creep to call out. And this article, if you want to follow along with this, is from Metal Sucks. And this is by our friend again, Smokey Goretooth. Remember them?
Yeah, I remember it.
We seem to be-
people. We see them a lot
Yeah.
lately.
So this is what I think. I'll just, before I read this, if you're going to write, this is the way it works in prison, If you're going to write or say ugly things about people, don't hide behind, a pseudonym.
Definitely.
Is that what they call it? do they call
Might
that?
want to double check 'cause I don't know off the top of my
What do they
head.
call an author? I hate this. Hold on. I'm going to double check now.
Yeah.
Pseudonym. I don't think I'm saying it right. No, I said it right.
Okay.
Okay. A pseudonym is a fictitious name used to conceal an individual's real identity. Pseudonym.
That's exactly what this is then.
Yes. You know how I am. I don't like spreading misinformation. It kind of goes into what I was saying about the sexual allegations.
Yeah.
I don't
This
like
is a
you.
perfect example.
Right. On this podcast, we don't make things up as we go along. And when we're unsure about a certain word, or if we make a mistake, we try to go back and correct ourselves. We do make mistakes. We are human beings. And some of the stuff we say and do, it doesn't age well online, and we get smarter, hopefully. We have moments of growth. Our vocabulary, the way we feel about things, updates over time, right? And that's why on this podcast, we always say that we're pursuing emerging truths. That's not to ditch accountability. That's just to remind you guys that we are a work in progress, okay? And that's why we're also not slamming this guy at the Slam Dunk Festival. Let's read it. Another day, another creep to call out. Now, I say if you're going to call somebody a Skinner, don't hide behind a pseudonym.
That's real.
And that's not to defend
Absolutely.
anybody. That's saying if you're going to say
That's
something,
just facts.
if you're going to say something, well, obviously he doesn't respect them.
No,
And if he was a Skinner, he wouldn't deserve respect.
exactly.
So if he indeed was a Skinner, we don't need to give him any respect.
No.
Smokey Goretooth is in the right place. But I'm just saying, as far as the way to represent yourself legally,
Right.
if you want to,
Yeah.
if you want to have an advantage,
Right.
in the way that you communicate. Can Slam Dunk Festival founder Ben Ray please come to the front? You've got some explaining to do. Yesterday, British actress and showgirl Jenny Miller blasted social media accusing Ray of sexual assault. She says the two were friends with a working relationship where she would sometimes dance for him with strict rules prohibiting touching, but that he broke the rules after doing some illicit substances. Miller posted the following statement along with a picture of Ray. I'm not going to read it. You know, if you want to hear what she said, I encourage you to do your own homework. The point of me showing you this is just showing how widespread this sort of thing is in not only heavy metal, but the music industry. And you don't usually hear women abusing people in hard rock and heavy metal. When you hear people getting abused in hard rock and heavy metal, it's always the metal guys allegedly abusing the women. And I refuse to call or label women that report abuse accusers. I know they do that a lot of times.
They do.
In the blogs and stuff. But women that come forward with allegations of abuse are reporting possible abuse. So at that point, experienced professionals can do an investigation and examine the details. Okay? So when a woman reports allegations of abuse, that is so experts and experienced law enforcement professionals can run an investigation and examine the details fully. So, women that report abuse aren't accusers. They're just reporting for the sake of a possible investigation. That's called telling the truth. People that tell the truth, people that come and report their side of the story, the experts will determine how accurate those details are.
Exactly.
Not the Facebook comment sections.
Nope.
So I just wanted to show you how widespread this sort of thing is. So when we come on here and say, oh my goodness, you know, men are always being accused or alleged of abusing women in hard rock and heavy metal, here you go.
It's alarming how common it is in this genre and in general.
We just report on it.
Mm-hmm. But just seeing the reporting that we do, it's just so crazy how common it is.
Oh, this will be fun.
Oh.
That's if it even works. Come on. Silly shoes. Get over there, silly
There
shoes.
it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in the, yeah.
Having fun yet? All right.
There
you
it is.
fucker. All right. So here's another one for you social media nuts.
For all you social media lovers,
Lovers.
fans of social media.
All right, I've been saying it for weeks. Meta is broken.
Here we go.
This is going to be a long series of ongoing stories that I cover about social media. And the general theme is we, not just musicians, artists and creators, we got to do something different. Social media cannot be the place. It cannot be the storage bin. Did you hear what I said? We can no longer trust social media. We never could.
Yeah.
We should have learned from MySpace, and most of us already know this. But if you didn't know, I'm telling you now. Social media, like Spotify and many other apps, are just taking advantage of the fact that your phone is running out of battery and that you don't have any more space in your apartment or on your hard drive. Think about what I said for a few seconds while I have some of this Canada Dry. Mark Zuckerberg is taking advantage that you don't have enough room to store the photos on your phone. Think about that for a second. Spotify is taking advantage knowing that you don't have enough space on your computer to store all of those songs. And your computer's from 1998. So you're out of updates. Spotify can be expanded and updated indefinitely. Meta can be expanded to store your photo albums as many data centers as you allow them to build in your backyard. A lot of these companies aren't social companies or media companies. They're not friend companies. They're not dating apps. They are storage apps. And they're just taking advantage that you haven't invested in having your own server or your own huge hard drive database.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing that the music industry does. The music industry is not in the business of music, really. They're in the business. I almost said abusing. They're in the business. This is how abusive it is.
Mm-hmm.
But they are in the business of acquiring artists' assets, owning the artist's publishing, owning the likeness, the titles and names. Y'all understand? It's a storage bin. A record label is they store the artist's music. They catalog it. They organize it. They tag it. They watermark it. They label it. You see what I'm saying? It's a storage and indexing service.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook is a storage and indexing service. That's not your page. That's an index. That's an index with files that of photo albums of your family. It's Spotify is an index, an encyclopedia of music tracks that are uploaded to the internet. Okay. Meta users continue to report disabled accounts. Some social media users tell us they didn't break any platform rules. They said they believe AI made the mistakes, banning their accounts. Look at this guy's creeping up. See this little guy right here?
They like to creep up.
NBC5 responds to hearing from people who said their social media accounts were mistakenly banned over serious accusations. They said that they lost photos, contacts, and even income. This is what I'm saying, guys. It's time to pivot. It's time to get our music. It's time to get our photo albums. You don't have to get rid of Meta. You don't have to delete your TikTok. I'm not saying abandon ship. What I'm saying is if you haven't already, it's time to get a website.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to get an email list going. I'm not speaking in riddles.
It's time to get scrapbooks together.
Right. It's time to learn new tricks, everybody. Social media and streaming music cannot be the be-all, end-all storage devices. We can't continue to give, 10 companies. I know at this point, don't they have our data? They already have,
they have everything they could possibly ever have from us, from our lives.
Right. From Sony to Xfinity to Comcast to Meta to AT&T, they've all been leaked. They've all lost our data. We've all been hacked. So really at this point, anyways, for years, Meta, the parent company of Instagram and Facebook, has said that it's developed AI machine learning technology to fight child exploitation on the platform. You guys know that because we've been covering Meta being sued in court. Most recently, we covered on this program Meta and YouTube settling out for billions of dollars for abusing young people and developing minds. Meta said it's now experimenting. Let's back it up. Meta said that it is now experimenting
It's an experiment.
with integrating more advanced AI systems in its content enforcement process. It also said humans will handle high impact enforcement decisions like the final call about disabled accounts and contacting law enforcement. To me, if you call somebody a rapist, you should definitely call the police.
Yeah.
So those two things should go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Some social media users tell us they didn't break any platform rules. That's what they told NBC5. They did believe that AI made a mistake banning their accounts.
Okay.
Users report that they were banned for something they would never do, quote unquote. 35 people are telling NBC the same thing. Meta disabled their accounts, citing community standards on child exploitation, abuse, nudity, and some sent us screenshots that Meta had reported it to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. That's deep.
Wow.
I think that that's good, though. Now, you might go, oh, my goodness, why do you think that's good? Because, I mean, getting these higher chain of command involved is actually going to draw out some literacy
Yeah.
and accuracy, because the law in court, in the way that works, is the details are examined in front of people that can read English.
Mm-hmm.
AI is having a problem with that. Just something I would never do or violate, said Sarah Schultz. So this has been going on, you guys. If this is something that
This should be brought to your attention.
it's just brought to your attention that social media is having a difficult time standing sturdy. This one person says, "Oh, I've lost a 15-year business. It's essentially gone." She advised that I could create a new account and told me details about how I could go about it. Actually, don't do that. If your account has been hacked, don't make another account. They'll only accuse you of hacking, and they'll actually
It'll escalate further.
Right, it'll escalate into integrity issues. Meta and other big tech companies have been under pressure to make platforms safer. Juries in 2 separate cases recently ruled against Meta in legal battles over child safety. Later last year, Meta announced new child safety features, saying it was taking aggressive action to remove accounts. My thing is why do you have children on it anyway?
Right.
Why does Meta have to be safe for children? I mean, you got businesses on there, models,
You don't
and,
have
and,
enough.
and rappers, and
Yeah.
gangsters, and heavy metal bands, and horror movie writers, and producers. It makes sense to me if you have people on Meta and Facebook, and they are gangster rappers and horror movie authors and adult bookstores. Why do you have kids on Facebook anyway?
You know, like, don't you have enough self-control to not post children on the internet?
No, I'm saying, why are children allowed to be on Facebook when Facebook has businesses on it?
Absolutely.
Facebook hosts businesses that do ads. They sell things on Marketplace. There's bands that are doing events. There's adult bookstores that sell, I don't know, porn mags and DVDs and literature. Why does Facebook have an option for children to join Facebook when there are horror movie producers, gangster rappers, and adult bookstores on Facebook? It's a simple question. If they were doing something to protect children, why do they need AI to do it?
They should just not have them on there.
Just don't have children on Facebook, and then you don't need all of this wacky robotics.
Right. You just remove them from the platform.
Right. Silly stuff, man. You avoid going to court.
Altogether.
It seems to me, I don't want to go to court for children. That's why we don't have any children in the band.
Absolutely. It's an adult band.
That's why we don't make children's music. We don't do children's coloring books. We don't tell stories
No.
about children. You know what I mean? When we were
You don't mix children with
with
adult
horror,
themes.
right? Yes.
You don't mix children with adult themes and
It
topics.
seems so simple to me.
Mhm.
I don't understand. You want to read this one?
Yes.
Silly shit.
Give me 1 second.
Yep.
My voice is a little cracky.
It's cool. People don't know. That's why we got all these juices in here.
All right. Well, this is crazy. Spotify's next frontier, fitness content.
And this goes back to me saying these apps can be anything, and they will experiment with becoming any
Anything.
shape-shifting thing
Yeah.
that developers predict with their machines that we will want to do next. Spotify will become.
Mm-hmm.
Mark my words. If dating becomes the trend, Spotify will become a dating app. Look at Meta.
Yeah.
Look at Meta and look at Facebook. It's got a dating app on it. It's involved with Spotify and iTunes. It's all wrapped up in that business. Right?
Yeah.
It's, or was, creator-centric.
Mm-hmm.
However, advertising super fans and still being overrun rampantly with AI. Nobody can tell you exactly what it even is or what it's going to be.
No one has any clue.
You can't, nobody
They
can't,
let the rings go.
they can't look you in the face and say that Twitter won't become a pay app. They can't say that it won't be a pornography app
Mm-hmm.
or a flea market. They can't tell you for sure what they're planning to do with it. Spotify's next frontier is fitness, apparently.
Here we go. After expanding into podcasts, audiobooks, video, guys, this is the list. Podcasts, audiobooks, video, and even physical books now. Remember last week? Spotify on Monday announced its next big category, fitness content. The company is building on its reputation as a hub for energizing playlists for your workout to actually become the home to your workout itself.
Imagine that.
What? To do so, Spotify has partnered with a number of established wellness creators and the exercise equipment maker Peloton.
Well, and like, we don't have to spend a bunch of time on this. At launch,
No.
both free and premium users will be able to access a ton of playlists, instructional workout content from creators, including yoga with Cassandra, Caitlin. They don't got your girl on there, though, do they?
No.
So fuck them. No, but what I'm saying is, guys, is once again,
It's becoming a fitness hub. It's becoming a fitness platform. So no longer is it music, podcast.
now remember,
Now it's fitness.
remember,
Like you just said, it's going to become whatever at this point.
the idea was years ago, we were all supposed to burn the books, throw away the DVDs, and get rid of our CD collections because music streaming was going to take care of everything. And I said to everybody, it's not the be-all, end-all. They're going to fucking betray us. And if you read here, read it. Read it. After expanding into podcasts and audiobooks and video, Spotify, as we reported 2 weeks ago, physical books. Wait a minute. Physical media? You guys know what I predict, right? Tell me, I'm going to say it right now, and nobody yet has heard this on the internet, and I'm going to say it right now. William Savant predicts that Spotify will sell physical music. Tell me I'm not right. Tell me I'm not right. Tell me they're not going to start selling vinyl and CDs after they told everybody to get rid of their vinyl and CDs. After streaming giants and developers convinced all you morons to get rid of your CD collections, 17 years later, streaming services and Spotify is going to say, go ahead, read it. Read it. Read it on your screens. After expanding into podcasts, audiobooks, video, and physical books, and let's not forget, a couple weeks ago, ChatGPT just tried to enter the porn market with their own adult version, the spicy version of ChatGPT. Go read about it and do your own homework. I'm not, that's for a different episode. But just for your knowledge, ChatGPT tried to offer a triple X spicy version of it and ran into some trouble because we all know that the end game is to be able to make ultra realistic, photorealistic, AI generated baby porn. You guys do know that is the ultimate destination, to be able to make images that are legal and ugly at the same time.
So it wouldn't surprise me if eventually they did physical vinyl and CD.
Mark my words. Spotify trained and convinced all of the losers to get rid of their cassettes and vinyl and CDs, claiming that it was going to be the be-all, end-all, and that they were going to pay musicians fairly, and they were going to have the backs and build the platform for and on to support a musician's minimum wage. They promised that Spotify was going to be a place where musicians can make a fucking living, and they lied about it. And they got all of you to give up your CDs, and now they're experimenting with physical books, because the next thing they're going to do, after expanding into podcasts and audiobooks, what did they do? Now they're expanding and experimenting with physical media, physical books, because they're going to start physical vinyl, physical CDs, and physical cassettes. You heard it here first. After convincing an entire world to get rid of them, they're going to be the ones to gatekeep the technology. Surprise.
I wouldn't be.
No, of course not. They'll become anything, though, for real.
Mm-hmm. They're going to be Amazon, the everything store.
This is one for Metaverse Melissa. You're going to love this one.
Here we go.
We knew it was coming, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I was asking people today, I was like, do you guys think artificial intelligence is ruining the internet? Ruining art? And I haven't been one of these people that have gotten behind that protest. For the record, I'm not an anti-technology guy. I haven't given my exclamation on AI. You know, like my opinions and my education is still developing. How about you, Lex?
Yeah, absolutely. But what's really sad,
Yeah.
and what really concerns me, is the fact of what's on our screen. You're going to have to start paying to be yourself. You're going to have to start saving your money to trademark your voice.
But you do understand, though, that we were doing this before.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the music industry is.
It's a place where you have to trademark everything.
Right. You know, and
spend a whole bunch of money, and it only lasts a couple of years.
I can't tell you how many artists or independent artists have come to me in my life like I'm somebody special, or like I'm somebody who's made it. I appreciate people giving me the time, the trust. I like that people trust me, and I enjoy that people like to hear my entertainment in my commentary. But the truth is, I'm not an expert at none of this stuff. But I can't tell you how many folks have come to me recently and have asked me, because they must think that I know. They must think that I've made it or something. But they'll say, should I get my music copywritten? Should I get my music trademarked? Should I get, should I buy into these security features? And I'm always reminding people that, sure, you can buy a trademark or a copyright, but just remember, like, if you trademark something, it's for a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm. It's like a subscription.
Right.
It's like an expensive subscription.
Exactly. And, like, think about companies like Pepsi. They're always updating their copyrights and trademarks and terms of services. So when I talk to independents, you could tell that they haven't done a lot of homework yet, because there's this idea or behavior or feeling when they ask me this question, like they're just gonna, should they get a record deal and that's gonna be it, or should I get a trademark and then everything will be done? Will?
No.
Should I get a trademark and should I copyright my music, Will, and then everything's gonna be done and everything's gonna work out? That's like asking, should you get a lock on your door and then no burglars show up?
Mm-hmm. Or scratching a scratch ticket.
Right. Or having a strong talk with your daughter and hoping she never has sex with anybody. What you're talking about is an unrealistic idea. That there are companies, that there is a trademark, that there's some kind of ideological lock that keeps thieves and scammers out.
You're just buying into your own fantasy. You're just paying to keep going into your fantasy and believing that it's all going to work out. If you just do this one right thing, you're good.
And I always tell people at the independent level, after they've asked me, hey, have you copywritten Sepsiss stuff? And I say, yeah, I know I have. You know, and they ask me, have you gotten trademarks on the Sepsiss logos and different things in the past? And I say, yes. And they go, oh, you fucking hypocrite. You telling me, you know, you shouldn't do that? And here is my hybrid answer. If you think that you should get a copyright or trademark for your independent music and you have the money to do so, then do it. That's my answer. Mm. Do I think it's going to stop somebody from stealing your shit? No. And here's the thing. If you get a trademark or copyright, it doesn't mean it's going to prevent anybody from stealing your shit. And the person that steals your shit, they might have more money than you, okay? And they can afford bigger lawyers than you. So when you get a copyright or you trademark your voice or your music, basically you're just giving yourself a license to argue about it in court. Right. So what I'm saying is, like, Wu-Tang Clan, okay, has their Wu-Tang symbol copywritten. But I can go down to Hampton Beach right now and buy a Wu-Tang Clan shirt from fucking Gerard.
Mm-hmm. See, that trademark, it didn't stop nothing. It didn't stop nothing.
I was in state prison, right? And if you guys don't know about prison, you can go to the store in prison. They have, like, you know, you can buy, like, toilet paper, shaving cream, and fucking, I don't know, like licorice.
Yeah.
And shit like that. Or, like, if you want to send your mom a birthday card, you can buy that at the store. In prison, they have a store, and they call it commissary. Mm-hmm. People in prison will know what I'm talking about. But those of you that don't know, I'm trying to tell you. I did 12 years in prison, so I know a lot about commissary. And you go down to the commissary, you know, once a week or every couple of weeks or whatever, and you replenish your items. But you can't go every day, because in prison you're only supposed to own a certain amount of items. Stick with me, okay? And the first time I went down to the commissary, they call it canteen. We'll just call it canteen. All right? I went to canteen, which is the prison store, and I got a big old bag of food. Okay? And on the menu, you can buy toothpaste, fucking shoe polish, the weirdest things. And you can also buy a lock, a padlock. You know, you spin it. I mean, a steel lock. And I mean, big, heavy steel lock. You can buy this in prison. And they give you these big yellow boxes in prison where you can keep your stuff, and it slides over the top, and it's got a hole in it, and you can lock the box. Makes sense, right? You're in state prison. Mm-hmm. And I got all my food and all my goodies and everything, and I got back to the cell, and older guy had been in there for a really long time. He was a bank robber and burglar. Go figure. And I was unpacking my stuff, and he goes, "What you got that for?" And he motioned and mentioned referencing the lock. And I said, oh, man, I got this padlock. I padlocked the box shut. I thought it would be a nifty. And he looked at me. He said, you bought that. He said, you got that lock to put on your box? He goes, do you know where you are? I said, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm in CCU in state prison. I totally get it. I can feel it. It's up in here, He goes, no. You're surrounded by bank robbers, people that manipulate locks, break into houses. He goes, do you really think that lock is going to stop anybody from getting in your box? And I had to think about that shit. And I looked at the plastic box and I looked at the lock, and he grabbed my hand and he squeezed my hand around the lock. He goes, do yourself a favor. If somebody gets into your box and steals your stuff, put this lock in a couple of pairs of socks. And you go take this lock upside somebody's head before you put that lock on that box and think you're going to prevent somebody from stealing from you. And I spent the next 12 years in and out of that prison, and I never put a lock on my box. And I also never had nobody steal from me, not once. I never had, in all the years that I've done time in group homes, boys' homes, fucking county farms, Fed stays, Transcore America, anything like that, extradition, moving through. I've never had anybody steal anything out of my box. Proving that man knew what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So it reminds me of this a little bit. Nah?
It does.
Now, but this is why I say to independent artists all the time, I'm like, well, if you want to trademark your voice, I don't want to be the one to tell you to not do that. Especially with AI. But here's the thing. Do I really believe that a band as big as Sepsiss needs to do that? I don't believe that. If your goal is true independence, then that means and people are going to probably fucking steal from you, and you ain't going to have enough money to take them to court.
Right.
If you're really too busy being independent, you'd be lucky to have that trademark money. All right, let's do it. Swift strikes back against deepfakes by trademarking her voice and likeness to combat AI misuse. Taylor Swift has just filed multiple new trademark applications to protect her voice and image, specifically designed to guard her against increasing threats from AI. She's one of the first major celebrities, music or otherwise, to take this aggressive preventative measure. And like I said, and I don't mean to be rude, it must be nice, if you're rich and you're famous. This is just annoying, I think, to some people as the blue badges and tickers and different things like that. Like, how valuable does these companies have to see you, or how valuable or popular do you become before you have to pay to be yourself?
That's a good question.
What do you think, Lex?
That's a good question to close out that article. But it's not going to last. Like, sure, she's doing this, but as we all know from trademarking and everything, like you just said, you have to be rich and have the money to do so. This article is definitely interesting, the one you just pulled up.
Deep Minds. David Silver just raised $1.1 billion to build an AI that learns without human data. Well, what is it going to learn?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering when I first read this article. I was like, okay, so what is it going to be then? Like, what is it going to...
Maybe it studies snakes.
Like, on its own? Just off its own curiosity?
Maybe it studies the data from snails.
Like this amount of snail poop.
All right. Ineffable. I'm not really sure what that word means.
I don't know. There's a
We'll have
lot
to
of
look-
different words in
We'll
this.
have to look that up.
Right.
Ineffable Intelligence. It's a company. A British
Oh.
AI lab founded a mere few months ago. Oh, I feel good about that.
This is super beta.
It's a British AI lab founded a mere few months ago by former DeepMind researcher David Silver. He's raised 1.1 billion in funding at a valuation of 5.1 billion to join the race for novel AI models that could outperform large language models. According to its newly launched site, Ineffable aims to create a super learner capable of discovering knowledge and skills without relying on human data by leveraging reinforcement learning, a technique in which AI systems learn through trial and error rather than studying human-generated examples. This is Silver's area of expertise. A professor at University College London, Silver was, until recently, leading the reinforcement learning team at Google, owned by DeepMind, where he spent more than a decade before leaving to found this new venture. So it sounds like he betrayed him.
It's always after 10 years. They always leave.
How can any of these companies be great? The motherfuckers leaving them.
Every 10 years. It's only great for 10 years and then they leave.
Right.
And they take that knowledge and make something else. And then build that for 10 years.
That's how people date.
Is what it seems like.
It's trauma bonding for the
Yeah.
tech bros.
Like, oh, I'm no longer done with that.
Dude, I broke up with Snapchat. You want to fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. While at DeepMind, Silver was involved in developing programs that beat the shit out of professional players at chess and a board game Go by learning purely from experience, without being fed human strategies of game records, defeating the world's top computer programs in each game. The most notable of these was AlphaZero. Similarly, Ineffable Intelligence hopes that its superlearner will discover all knowledge from its own experience.
From its own. No one else's. Its own.
Choke on a cock. It's fucking crazy, man.
Oh, it's only going to last 10 years.
Right. Then we'll do fucking blow up dolls and.
We'll do AI.
Dude,
AI.
we're gonna do AGOs. This one's for you.
Snapple.
I blew it up for you because I know
Thank
how it
you.
is.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, hold on, let me get over here. I'll go after any abusive and aggressive AI advertising.
Okay.
Let me just do one of these to see. Yeah, see this? Everybody, take a look. Look at this broken piece of shit. Fucking motherfuckers! I don't want to see this shit. It is. Look at it. Look at it.
Get off the
Little
screen.
nasty fucker. Okay. Now someday I'm gonna come on and tell you guys my Alicia Keys story, but not tonight. Wherever you are out there, sweetheart, I'm sorry.
Alicia Keys calls out the music industry a good old boy network. Says women are not given an open door.
Oh shit. Now look, I say all the time that the music industry is a bunch of fucking misogynists. You know, nobody wants to take my word for it. So,
Here we go.
what the fuck? This thing, jeez. It's breaking.
Alicia Keys recently told
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. It's broken. Go ahead.
Alicia Keys recently told the Times of London that the music industry can feel like a boys' club and that it is difficult for women, particularly if they are working as producers or studio engineers, to break in. The music world becomes a good old boy network, and all the incredible women working as engineers and producers are not given an open door, Key says. Women make up 2% of the entire business. I'm a producer, and here we are doing a bunch of work, killing it. So it's shocking that the number is so small. Rather than just being pissed off about that, it was time to create opportunities. While acknowledging some of her tracks contained feminist messages, Key said they weren't overtly intentional,
Mm-hmm.
and instead naturally arose from her own pursuit of empowerment.
She's real.
Hmm.
She said she wasn't trying too hard.
Yeah, she just stayed her. I didn't aim to come up with feminist message songs, and most of them were written because I wasn't feeling that song, so I had to give myself a pep talk to keep going. But it is a thread through my work. She said earlier in the interview, when asked to share advice for up and coming artists, Key said she would tell them to think about how to become the owners of their own creations. The 17-time Grammy winner added that becoming your own advocate is key to thriving on the business side of the music industry,
I know.
which is particularly difficult to navigate. No one tells you these things, she said. You deal with all these executives and lawyers who love to take their percentages and overcharge you, but they never say how we can ensure you're here to stay. That's some real advice, though.
No, but that's the crazy part about that is she just did our entire podcast.
Yeah, in one article.
We could just turn this shit off,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna. But I'm saying,
But she
we
nailed
could
it.
just
though.
end the night because
Mhm.
she just completely showed everybody the reason why we're doing this. I mean, if you guys didn't know, Melissa is our fearless leader. This is her band, and it's not like we plan to have songs about feminism, or we don't plan or try to have songs about recidivism or hunger or homelessness. These are things we really feel. These are really things that we've experienced. These are really things that are near and dear to our real world kinetic experiences. We don't have to try to sing about activism. That's not who we're trying to be. We're not performing. That's
It's who you are for real.
right. Our music is motivated by our authentic selves and the experiences that we all have in the band, and that is true for every band member right now that's in Sepsiss. I think that would have been harder to say a year or two ago because some of us were first meeting each other, but very much so now more than ever. Our band, we all really think like each other, and we all share the same ideas about decency, humanity, owning your art, right?
Yeah.
Being able to raise your kids the way you want to, and understanding that it takes a village, and all of these kind of social economic ideas, I'd say.
Mhm.
You know, not gatekeeping knowledge and everybody getting their credit, and this kind of community thing that we do here. You guys know already. Anyway, I thought that was
That was definitely beautifully said.
fun. She's smart.
Absolutely.
She's a business person. I don't have to go, she's a businesswoman. No, she's teaching us. She's teaching us. And what better way to learn than, I know people like in heavy metal are probably like, we can't learn anything from Alicia Keys. But like that's
something we can learn from Alicia Keys.
yes. And I'm pointing out all the time, not just because I'm brown, but I think I think it's hard for some people that aren't associated certain genres or music with certain looks. All right, like certain people don't look heavy metal enough. Then fans of heavy metal aren't going to take advice about the music industry from somebody who doesn't look the part.
Yeah.
If I'm not gangster, if my skin isn't light enough or dark enough, even right,
Yeah.
then somebody might not feel like, oh, that guy, if I'm not young enough or old enough. Doesn't have to be one thing or another. There's some people go, like Lexi, you're brunette, right? And you're a girl and you're short.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If you look like somebody's mother and they don't want to learn from their mother, and they have an issue with learning from their mother, and their mother was short, brunette,
And look like me,
and
they're not going to listen to me.
they might, right, I was going to say they might have
Different feelings.
more challenge, right, right, exactly. They might not be as rational,
Yeah.
you know?
Might understand what you're saying until they see it from someone
If they
else.
close their eyes and they have an image of their hero, and then their hero's at the door and they're saying, hey, look, this is what you could do with the music industry, they might be more comfortable listening to their hero.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck was I? Did this one? I might be out there. What? Like what?
Nope, I haven't done this one yet.
Good. This goes right into the same shit we've been doing, y'all. Okay. Sticking to the theme, everybody. Consumers lost. I want y'all to pay attention, because I'm not making this stuff up. And I know what y'all are thinking. Holy shit. Is all the news bad news? Is every article about the music industry negative? Is the sky falling? I just want to remind you guys that these are just articles. And a lot of how we experience this and process this information depends a lot on your own mental health.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on your own goals and your own plans. How realistic you see yourself in the music industry. How realistic your goals, your plans, and how you effectively plan to install yourself in the music industry. How you determine, how you shape your value and your worth, your ownership, your identity. Am I leaving anything out?
No.
Consumers lost $2.1 billion to social media scams in 2005. I want you to just fucking soak it in. We're supposed to invest. We're supposed to put our sons, our daughters, our credit cards, our academic awards, achievements, our licenses, our certificates and milestones, right? College graduation, the bar mitzvah, the music awards. It's all on Snapchat. It's all stored in Messenger. It's all on WhatsApp. It's all posted to Twitter. Did you guys ever think of that?
They did not.
Everything that you do, everything that you are, to access, you have to ask these companies for permission.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you make a living partnering with these companies like we do. So it's a tremendous amount of trust we have to put in to these companies without ever talking to a human being.
That's terrifying. Let's read.
Americans lost $2.1 billion in social media scams in 2025, according to a report from the U.S. Federal Trade Commission. The agency reports that losses from social media scams have increased 8-fold, and that social media scams resulted in higher losses than any other method scammers used to contact consumers. Oh my fucking God.
That's terrible.
Now, I've been telling people this
for years.
Right, but like I feel
Since
good somebody else saying it besides me.
And now you can look at the numbers on your screen.
I'm not saying.
No, he's not crazy. He's been saying this since the birth of the podcast.
And
plural.
Please don't. I hope nobody's misunderstanding me. I'm not blowing steam here because I want this to happen. I'm just relieved that someone else is saying it, because I know when I say it, people don't believe me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm relieved when someone other than me is saying something about the imminent future.
Yeah.
Okay? And because I feel like there's not enough content on this. There's not a ton of content creators that are saying, yo, these people are not going to have a change of heart.
No, they're not.
There's
It's just going to get worse.
Common type of social media scams involve investment schemes that begin with ads, posts, offering to teach people how to invest. I think that's important, y'all, for you guys to have ads or ad accounts and things like that. These types of investment scams led to $1.1 billion in losses. That's really sad. Additionally, well, I'm not surprised. They leave you vulnerable. Companies like Facebook and Meta, they leave you vulnerable to these kind of attacks. Because the technology keeps shape-shifting, because the technology keeps continuing to shape-shift, it's hard for Facebook to rely on anything but ads and businesses, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're dealing with people's money, it really leaves you vulnerable. Scammers often tailor their pitch to match a person's profile, later to invent a crisis that requires money. And the list goes on.
Yeah.
I just wanted to share that with y'all.
To make it aware to y'all to be careful with shopping and who you're giving money to or what you're doing.
If I tell somebody,
careful.
If I tell somebody on the street, hey, look, man, like social media is running rampant with AI. People's accounts are being hacked and disabled for absolutely nothing. The person that's had nothing happen to them has a hard time digesting that.
They do, yeah.
When I tell people about the shit that happens to us in the music industry, they have a hard time digesting it. I'm not blaming them. They're not in the fucking music industry.
They have no clue.
They have absolutely no clue.
Which is why we try to make you guys aware
Right.
and have a clue.
Most people aren't fully aware of something as simple as musicians don't get paid for playing live shows at pool halls and bars and local gigs routinely. Usually, traditionally, local musicians aren't paid anything for their music. Not for their recordings, not for their performances.
Not for nothing.
Not for nothing. I don't think people. I think the average person that thinks they support local. I think that the average person that thinks that they are a local music connoisseur, or there's some big. I mean, let's face it. Even people that claim and sport the title that they are big local music supporters, they have a list of bands that they shit on, proving that they don't really support local musicians at all.
That part, absolutely.
You like
can't have one without the other.
Right.
So.
The same type of people on social media that make big posts about supporting local bands are the same personalities and people and individuals that keep lists of bands and musicians they shit on in private messages and in popularity posts. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Support local, dude. You're the wrong guy to take advice from.
Right.
People that go around bad-mouthing any local band should not be leading the pack of supporting anybody. We fucking smash people into microscopic bits. We go after banks. We go after lawyers. We go after politicians. But there's one thing you have never, in 16 years of us being a local band, and that we are. We're not a national band. We're not nothing special. We're not no rock stars. We are a local band, and we're proud of it. And one thing that we've never done as a local band is shit on other local bands. Never. You have never, ever, ever, and you will never. Even the bands that are the ugliest, outspoken bands make posts about us. They tag us personally, like if they've ever met us before. We don't know a lot of people personally.
Mm-hmm.
We really don't. There's not a lot of people that myself and my band members know closely or personally. But as ugly and as excited as people get about us online, some people make rather personal posts about us, personal public posts about us. Even people that swear that they can't stand us and pretend to know us personally, you will never, ever hear on this page us acknowledge that type of negativity by returning commentary or speaking poorly about another band. You have never heard us ever use another band's name. You've never heard us talk about another band member. You've never heard any members of my band say anybody sucks, anybody. You never hear, not from this band. You will never hear as many people talk terrible shit about us like they know us personally, even though they've never met us in person before. Most people that talk shit about us have never met me in person. And even though that I know that, even though I know who you are, I would never, ever myself go as far into mention. Even if somebody made me sick to my stomach, I would never come on this platform. I would never use my art. I would never degrade my opportunity to be here by naming or shitting on another regional, local, or independent band ever. As many podcasts as we have, as many interviews, you can't go back in the thousands. You can't go back in the thousands of sound bites and clips. You will never hear any of us here ever speaking poorly about another musician or band. Ever. Where was I? Do you know where?
You marked it.
Get out of town. Nah, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot, yo. More good news. How about it, Lex? This one's yours.
Critical infrastructure giant Itron says it was hacked. More hacking.
What a surprise. No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Critical infrastructure giant? Hold on. It's critical.
Mm-hmm.
What do we know? It's critical. It's infrastructure. And it's a giant. Why are they getting hacked?
It's broken. It's broken.
Okay, like I could get
The
hacked or you
system's
could get hacked. I
breaking.
know it's normal for us to think, oh man, anybody can get fucking hacked. All right, fine. This is a critical infrastructure giant with lawyers and technicians and gangsters and military. Where the fuck? Who?
You can have the lawyers, the gangsters, the military, and you can still get hacked.
Damn.
You can be a critical infrastructure giant and still get hacked.
Then why do
you
they
can have
keep?
the biggest height skyscraper in the world and have that shit burned to the ground with one bomb.
Then why do they keep trying to sell us products where we're not going to get hacked? Why do they keep trying to sell us software and technology promising us that we'll be safe?
Because they want our money.
Why do we
us.
keep joining apps or opting in or buying into products, gadgets, and technology that promises to keep our data safe if the critical infrastructure giants can't keep themselves safe? If the fucking companies like Facebook can't keep themselves safe, then how are they going to keep your teenage daughter safe?
There's no safe.
If Facebook can't maintain not being hacked, then how are you not going to be hacked?
You're going to be hacked. There's no safety.
So the internet's hacked then.
Mm-hmm. It's a bottom line. American
injuries.
American energy technology company Itron has confirmed it was hit by a cyber attack in mid-April and that hackers had gained access to some of its systems. In a legally required filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission late on Friday, Itron said it was notified that it had an intruder in its systems. The company did not say who notified it, but added that it subsequently expelled the hackers and has seen no signs of further intrusions to its internal systems.
Oh, thank God. Thank God you guys stopped the hackers. Like, what the fuck?
But they're going to come back, so...
Right, but I'm saying, if you can't prevent them from being there, then what the fuck are you doing?
Right. It's still nothing.
Shit.
Dude, it's going to get hacked again.
My God. This is countdown to the next hacking.
Right. They're just going to figure it out.
Was I here? Think so.
We have not done this one yet.
What the fuck? Well, maybe not. Maybe we won't do it because it's not working. Can't get rid of it. It's okay. Okay, there it goes.
Okay.
All right, guys. Whoop-de-doo, right? Aren't you guys fucking super excited? Social media usage can impact kids' reading skills. A recent study published in the Journal of Research on Adolescence found that teens who use apps regularly can struggle with word recognition and pronunciation. Are you surprised?
I am not. Because I have went through something like this when I was growing up on social media. I used to like text people back like broken English.
Yeah.
Like it definitely did impact me at some point, like being on social media.
Thank you for your honesty.
I'm not
In a
gonna lie.
world, and that's not just now, it's for all of us. In a world where you make products that promises that there's the solutions to all of your problems and problem solving, if you have gadgets and gizmos that claim they will solve your problems for you, then you might stop solving problems and you might start looking outward for actors, apps, developers to date for you. You might start looking towards your phone to listen to music and fuck for you. Okay? You guys are going to start having your phones live your entire life for you. You got to ask your phone permission when you brush your teeth. Then you got to go check real quick to see if you did enough push-ups. Then you got to check your heart rate on your phone to see if you're still alive. There's a point where these things can be like tools, or they could be like neurotic motivation for you to act like an entitled asshole.
They can get there real quick.
You can develop a belief system where you are the star of the show in the spotlight, and the companies and corporations and your friends and your mama and everybody else does things for you all day. They live for you. They count your calories for you. They make your music for you. They make your pictures for you. You got the AI. You got the menu made for you. The schedule and the calendars managed by somebody else. And you got your boss and your supervisor and your girlfriend and your mother and your brother and your... Bro. All right. You get the point. It's messy, right?
Yeah.
There could be a point where you guys have so many subscriptions to gadgets and devices that it just sends you notifications all day about your life while the robot is actually living it. It's making your music for you. It's designing your dinner for you and fucking your girlfriend.
All while it's taking your money.
Damn, y'all. Come on, man. I don't care if you guys do it. I'm not going to do it. I promise you that. And I don't mean I'm not going to use email. I'm saying you got to pick and choose your battles, man.
Pick and choose what subscriptions you still want.
Yes, there are some things on my phone where I go, you know what? I don't want notifications about that.
You do have that privilege on your phone
Yeah.
to stop notifications altogether if you hate notifications altogether from certain things.
I mean, to some degree, if you just walked around and you was grateful for everything you already had while deleting middlemen, you would be the shit right now.
Right. And you wouldn't even need your phone.
Right.
At all.
Oh, that's the one. Excuse me. We only got a couple left. I know this is a longer one today, but I told y'all that's what it was going to be, though. I told y'all. It wasn't a warning.
No.
I just, you know what it is, guys, is that I need the reels. Like I need the shorts, because we're building our presence and our accounts in other places. So it's like I want a lot more short video going up. Like they're bringing back Vine. It's called Divine now. And they're claiming they're not going to have any AI. It's all going to be human generated content.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a great place for me.
For right now, yeah.
For right now,
Yeah.
I'll show you. I should have covered it. We had too much going on though. We really did. All right. Meta sued by Consumer Federation of America. A new lawsuit alleges that the company profited from scam advertising and intentionally allowed fake promotions to continue despite public promises to crack down.
Notice it said intentionally allowed, which means they did this. They allowed this.
Here's what you need to know about a lawsuit. When people are like, why are they just making claims? Because there was a smart lawyer out there that went, holy shit, there
This
might
is
be
bad.
something to this.
Yeah.
Right. So, right. If you see, right. Right.
Smart lawyers don't just let bad people do bad things.
Right. Their credibility's
They
on
don't
the line.
interrupt them while they do bad things. That's
Right.
the
Exactly.
difference.
Exactly. So if there are young women that came forward earlier on about Jeffrey Epstein, for instance, okay, and a lawyer represented one of the victims, that's because the lawyer had examined the details and they saw dollar signs. I'm not going to lie to you. But what does that mean? It means that there were details involved in the case where the lawyer felt comfortable enough to represent the client.
They were confident enough that they could win the case. They had enough evidence
Right.
to do so.
Let's say you want a lawyer. All you need is some real good truth.
Yep.
All you need,
Is to have your case.
and what I mean is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
If you have some fucked up shit that has ever happened to you and you have evidence of the truth, then I guarantee you got yourself a case. I just gave y'all some game. But you need the truth, though. You got to tell the truth.
And that's the process that takes a long time
does.
to acquire. And that's why a lot of people don't like court, because it takes too long.
And that's why a lot of, especially child abusers, powerful companies and corporations that represent powerful men, politicians, state workers, a lot of those agencies, institutions, and organizations, they settle. And what that means is there's an amount of money that gets paid out to the victims. And that usually happens and comes with conditions. And those conditions happen to be not going to court, not being in public, going over, examining, measuring the observable, emerging details and truths. Let's just jump in here real quick. Meta is facing another major courtroom battle, this time over the misuse of its platform by scammers. The nonprofit Consumers Federation of America filed lawsuit that alleges that Meta failed in its duty to protect users from scams in violation of consumer protection laws. And man, they should have did that a long time ago.
Like at the birth of Facebook or Meta. Like,
jeez. Claims are the type of well-known scams, including several that appear to target people by their birth year. Usually times, guys, that's senior citizens. It's really deceptive and predatory. It's disgusting. and tout $1,400 checks, as well as others that advertise free government iPhones. Fucking sickos. Basically taking advantage of people that, like, old, disabled, people that need help but don't know any better. Sicko people shit.
The weak, or what they think
You
is
guys
the
love
weak.
it.
It's gross.
I love it. We'll do one more article and then we'll split. Whatever one's at the bottom.
Okay.
I'm feeling it. Am I feeling it? Oh my goodness. I can't cover this right now. It's too big. I have to explain it, you know?
Yeah.
Hold on. I just want a little one. This one's for you, Lex.
Okay.
Then we're out of here.
YouTube expands access to AI likeness detection tools. The platform will now allow actors, athletes, creators, musicians, and others to detect and request removal of deep fake images and videos. YouTube is back at it with a whoop, whoop, whoop,
Yo,
whoop, bow, bow.
I'm just telling you right now, bow, bow, bouts. I'm going to be uploading a lot more music, content, guitar playing. We're uploading to YouTube because of this.
Catch us on YouTube, Sepsiss Band. If you are not subscribed, subscribe now.
It's time.
Subscribe now. Get in the YouTube. Here we go. YouTube announced a major expansion of its likeness detection tools, which will now allow anybody who is at risk of impersonation to upload an image of their face. That image can then be cross-checked against other uploads and alert them to potential imposters and deepfakes. As reported by The Hollywood Reporter, YouTube's expansion provides an additional layer of protection against misrepresentation and misuse of their image. THR said that all actors, athletes, creators, and musicians, whether they have a YouTube channel or not, can sign up to identify and request removal of deepfakes from the app. YouTube has been working on its likeness detection tools since September 2024. The tools use face scans as well as government IDs to reference and check uploaded content across the app.
Yeah, until it's attacked by fucking renegade rampant AI and fuck, you know what I mean?
And hackers.
Starts uploading fucking baby porn.
Yikes.
No, I mean
That's true.
I'm not trying to be a cunt. But like,
that's a true path though.
check this out though. What's to stop some sick group to make AI agents that steal your identity and go commit a whole bunch of fucked up crimes on the internet on your behalf?
I could get there, yeah.
Right.
I could do that.
They could just make pages and all of a sudden you're fucking trafficking people and fucking selling
fail.
blackmail items. Now I get it. Just like swatting and pizzaing people or whatever they call it. Sending people pizzas and all that shit. Terrorizing motherfuckers. Send me a pizza, I'm eating it. Yo, I hate
It's
to
a free
fuck.
pizza.
Yeah, I
so-
hate to fuck y'all up. Y'all send me a pizza, I'm eating it.
Right. It's free pizza.
I don't want to do y'all like that.
But you sent us pizza, so
Right.
we're gonna do throw it
I'm gonna
out.
Get you, Will. Here's some
That's such a
pepperoni.
waste.
No, I mean, if you're Taylor Swift, that might make you nervous.
Mhm.
It's going to make me hungry.
You gotta eat that shit.
Right, I'm going to get you, Will. I'm going to send you. Hey, whatever you
After
guys
take
do,
pizza.
don't fucking send me any pizza.
Mhm.
You could just message me and I'll send you my address.
Right.
You don't got to dox me. I'll invite you over.
Creep. Right.
Anyway, I'm glad they're doing this. I'm excited. And I like
Subscribe to the YouTube.
I like that you can like do it right then. So you're like, holy shit, somebody's trying to beat me. And then you can just scan your face and then they can stab you in the back later on.
There you go.
There have been various AI deepfake trends from the Pope in a puffer jacket to highly accurate fan-created depictions of potential scenes from upcoming movies. All of these use AI tools to create increasingly convincing images and videos that appear to include scenes of real people. No, it's true. It's like, The Matrix 8. You're like, holy shit.
It's coming out.
Right, I want it. What's the pre-sale ticket?
It's not even there. It doesn't
Right,
even
right.
exist. It's a deep fake.
Oh, my God. See y'all next week.